I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro. Can I move my phone?
And have a firearm pulled on him by the Omaha Police Department all in the same day. Imagine that.
Qasim Shabazz is shaken up.
Man, I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives.
Let him know. With this pullover, this was authorized. Think about that. Authorized to pull him over. That you ain't gonna never be bigger than us. That's what the cops send a message. I don't care what anybody say.
Terrence Crawford's victory celebration in Omaha didn't end as planned. Just hours after the city threw a parade and a big party to honor his win over Canelo Alvarez, police stopped him early in the morning. Authorities said Crawford was driving a blue four-door car at high speed when officers pulled him over around 1:27 a.m. Things got tense when officers spotted a gun on the floor and ordered everyone to step out of the vehicle at gunpoint.
Stepping out, seatbelt. I'm opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening the
off
door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro. Can I move my phone?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Tim Bradley shared his thoughts on Terrence Crawford's traffic stop, giving an opinion that many found sharp and meaningful. He said the situation that night seemed less like a simple traffic issue and more like an attempt to send a message to the champion. According to Bradley, Crawford's growing fame may have made some authorities feel the need to remind him that success doesn't place anyone above the law. He pointed out how often happy moments suddenly turn uneasy, as if a good day can't pass without trouble. Many fans related to his view, seeing the irony in Crawford's celebration ending with police lights and tension instead of joy.
Terrence Crawford, he on the highest cloud, bro. In his city, let him know. Let him know. With this pullover, this was authorized. Think about that. Authorized to pull him over. That you ain't gonna never be bigger than us. That's what the cops send a message. I don't care what anybody say. The cops send a message. This our city. You might got the key, but I got the handcuffs. That's what that was. Yeah. And before y'all start talking about my ceiling real quick, my roof, hey, it been raining and stuff. Hey, it's rain night. The clouds is out right now. You can see him in the background. I'm gonna go watch the damn car in a little bit once this rain stops. But anyway, back to the video. Oh, man, look. You ain't got no city until you got the police. That's a fact. Yeah. Shoot, you ain't got no city unless you got the police. Don't ever forget that. You gotta have the law enforcement on your side, man. They gotta be looking out for you. For the good, not for the bad, for the good. Yeah. Terrence Crawford, it don't matter what you do for your city, man. Bruh, I'm letting you know right now, man. With this incident right here, they waiting on you to do something bad. This dude right here, he was trying to jack you. He was trying to catch you slipping. That's all it was. Seeing you on TV, displayed all on TV, parade shut down and stuff. He gotta be, securing certain points and stuff like that. He mad. He mad to see you.
Crawford's head of security described the traffic stop as a terrifying experience. He said the officers seemed tense from the start, escalating things in a way that made everyone genuinely afraid. What was meant to be a weekend of victory turned into a moment of danger when they were ordered out of the car at gunpoint. He recalled how fast the situation went from calm to threatening, calling it one of the most disturbing moments of his career. To him, that night was far more than a simple traffic stop. It became an ordeal none of them would ever forget.
With Bud during Saturday's parade.
Be a man who can get to receive his second key to the city and have a firearm pulled on him by the Omaha Police Department all in the same day. Imagine that.
Qasim Shabazz is shaken up.
Man, I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives.
Being the head of Terrence Crawford's security, Shabazz has seen a lot, but nothing like this.
Oh man, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Early Sunday morning, Crawford and his team were leaving an after-party following his parade. According to police, they pulled their vehicle over near 12th and Cass Streets for reckless driving. That's where things took a dark turn.
And as soon as he said he had a firearm, the police officer that was on his side became unhinged.
Police immediately drew their weapons, pointing a gun at Shabazz and the pound-for-pound champ.
I literally have my hands on top of the ceiling and inside of the vehicle.
According to police, an officer had identified a firearm on the floor of the vehicle.
Reports state that police first stopped Terrence Crawford's car on suspicion of reckless driving. During the stop, officers said they saw 2 guns on the floor, which increased the tension and led them to order everyone out at gunpoint. Later checks confirmed the weapons were legally owned and properly registered. With no other violations found, Crawford was given only a reckless driving ticket and released soon after. Although the case was closed, many saw the situation as symbolic. Critics suggested that on the same day Crawford was celebrated as a champion, city officials wanted to show their authority. To some, it seemed less about traffic safety and more about control in Omaha.
Requested that the Omaha Police Department conduct an internal investigation. And Pete, what did the mayor have to say?
Yeah, Julie, Mayor Ewing says that after such a great day yesterday, he was heartbroken hearing about the news of the traffic stop. That's why he reached out to Police Chief Todd Schmatter and Terrence Crawford himself to find out what exactly happened at that traffic stop. Omaha Police released a statement saying that a car driven by Terrence Crawford was stopped for driving recklessly around 1:30 in the morning on Cass Street. An officer confirmed that while Crawford was reaching to grab his information, the cop spotted a gun by Crawford's feet.
Andre Ward, a highly respected name in boxing, shared his thoughts on how Terrence Crawford has often faced efforts to downplay his success. Ward noted that before the Canelo fight, many critics dismissed Crawford's wins by saying he only won on points rather than through dominance. He believed this narrative was meant to weaken Crawford's accomplishments and overlook his true skill. To Ward, the traffic stop in Omaha was another example of the challenges Crawford faces as a champion who constantly has to protect his reputation. He stressed that no attempt to discredit him can take away his record or the respect he's earned in the sport.
Ruin his reputation and say that he wasn't a draw when the numbers were there for you to see. When he went to MSG against guys that didn't have big names or that were faded, like Amir Khan, or when he fought Kaviaskis, he did numbers. There was a smear campaign about his personality. He doesn't talk. Nobody wants to hear him. No, that you don't want to hear him. So you try to speak for the masses when the whole time you have a star right here. You got to learn how to talk to this man. Even as recent as his last fight, the fight before Canelo, the smear campaign continued. I don't hear the smear campaign now. Them voices got really, really quiet like they typically do when they get proven wrong. And they either try to jump on the wagon, I knew this kid was going to be that, or they get very, very quiet and they start to retreat back to wherever they came from and they don't have a lot to say. So I'm happy for this brother for that reason, because they tried to bury him, Roy. It didn't work. He overcame that. He said, give me my shot. I'm going to show you. And he kept doing it time and time again, and he did it again against Canelo Alvarez Saturday.
Some commentators believe there may have been more behind the incident than what the reports revealed. They suggested that Omaha's leadership might have felt uneasy about how much influence and recognition Crawford now held in the city. His journey from a local fighter to a world champion turned him into more than just an athlete. He became a symbol of community pride. Analysts hinted that the stop could have been a reminder to both Crawford and the public that authority still lies with the city's institutions. This view ties into a larger idea. With fame comes scrutiny, and those in the spotlight often face challenges meant to test or contain their growing influence.
Send a statement because he doesn't like the rise of the Black Messiah. He don't like to see a black person in position of power. So he pulled Terrence Crawford over for quote-unquote reckless driving. And as he approached the car, he decided to lie on his report, because as he approached the car, he stated that he saw a firearm on the floor panel. Come to find out, Terrence Crawford informed him as he approached the driver's side door where Terrence Crawford was driving, and in the passenger side was Terrence Crawford's head security guard. In the back was Coach Malachi, and a young lady was on the side of Coach Malachi in the back seat. And Terrence Crawford has legal firearms, and of course his security has legal firearms. They informed the officer that they have legal firearms in the vehicle. He then brandished his firearm, pointed at Terrence Crawford's face, and then got very aggressive as Terrence Crawford got, and his security and everybody in the vehicle, Coach Malachi, got nervous because he started to show the actions and body language of somebody that wanted to do something completely left. And now in the police report that has been obtained by the community and released and leaked, he never puts about the reckless driving. He never puts.
Amir Khan, the former world champion, spoke out in support of Terrence Crawford, saying that no matter what controversies come up, Crawford's success cannot be denied. Khan praised his skill and determination, noting that he always believed Crawford would prove himself as one of the best in boxing. For Khan, the events in Omaha did nothing to change the fact that Crawford is a true champion with a secure legacy. He said that any effort to pressure or downplay Crawford's achievements would never erase his greatness. Fans found Khan's message encouraging, a reminder that real talent always outlasts doubt and criticism.
Watched Crawford train back in Omaha, Nebraska, and when I was in Colorado Springs, he came into my camp. He helped me out a little bit, but at the same time, I seen him sparring some heavyweight guys. I seen him wrestling some heavy big guys, and I thought, wow. So I asked him, I go, look, do you have like a wrestling background? He goes, yeah, I was like state champion. So that showed to me that this guy is a solid, strong person. Like, no one can push him around. No one can dictate. No one's going to put pressure on him where he's going to feel hurt, because he knows how to control the ring. When it comes to box IQ, like, his IQ in boxing is probably the best. I mean, he knows what punch to throw. He knows how to maneuver these heavier, big hitters and also take away their power and put his own shots in. So yeah, he's up there, one of the best ever, really.
You know, as an ex-fighter champion, I'm just curious. We heard yesterday Dana White says he's not going to acknowledge the WBC, IBF, WBO. He's going to have his own belt and the ring belt. And they want to potentially make changes to the Ali Act as well. This is a big thing here in America. How do you feel about, is it time to make these changes and evolve, or are you more old school and think what? They shouldn't happen?
Ariel, I think it's the time boxing needed to change a little bit. Right.
The difference between the official report and the witnesses' accounts created a clear divide in how the night's events were viewed. The Omaha Police Department described it as a simple traffic stop for reckless driving, but Crawford's head of security told a much different story. He called the situation frightening and said the officers acted in an excessive and intimidating way. These conflicting versions raised concerns about honesty, accuracy, and responsibility. For many people, it was hard to make sense of the gap between the official explanation and the first-hand experiences of those who believed they were put in danger for no reason.
A police report, but now we got information from Terrence Crawford, his own team, and they're saying something completely different. If you listen, his head of security, Shabazz, said he was shaken up. He was like, I thought we were gonna get popped by the cops that night. And crazy enough, he teaches classes on how to de-escalate and deal with police officers. So, you know, at least that's what they're saying his credentials are. So he knows how to de-escalate situations and still had a problem with Omaha PD. And the other thing that is different, he's saying that they didn't even know that he had a gun on him, or there was no gun on the floorboard, which changes things. So I can't wait till we get down to the nitty gritty and the body cams and this and that, because now this shakes things up. This is no longer the story we were being fed from TMZ. This is something different. The TMZ article said the cops pulled him over for reckless driving, fair if he was doing it, and seen a gun. And in my video, I said, if those things are true, then yeah, the cop can take you out the car for everybody's safety.
City officials quickly took note of the strong public response and acted to calm concerns. Omaha's mayor and police chief released statements promising a full review of the incident. They said an internal affairs investigation would be carried out to ensure transparency and uphold trust in the community. While their words aimed to reassure the public, many remained doubtful, feeling the official response downplayed how serious the situation really was. Announcing an investigation was seen as a necessary move, but people agreed that real judgment would depend on whether those promises led to real action. Analysts viewed the episode as a reflection of the tension that often appears when an individual's growing influence challenges long-standing institutions.
Mayor put out a statement as well, really no meat to it except like he's going to do an internal investigation. Everything else felt a little political. Okay, Omaha Mayor John Ewing and Police Chief Todd Schmaderer, are aware of a video circulating on social media regarding the traffic stop involving Terrence Bud Crawford early Sunday morning. Chief has authorized an internal affairs investigation. Shortly before 1:30 a.m., officers working in the downtown area observed a vehicle driving recklessly near North 12th and Capitol Avenue. A traffic stop was conducted at Cass Street. So he's pulled over because they said he's driving recklessly. All right. While speaking with the driver, an officer observed a firearm on the driver's side floorboard. I'm going to read that sentence to you again. While speaking with the driver, an officer observed a firearm on the driver's side floorboard. That is important. For safety, all 4 occupants were ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint. The driver was later identified as Mr. Crawford upon verification of his driver's license and was issued a citation for reckless driving. One passenger, a member of Mr. Crawford's security team, was also found to be carrying a legal firearm. Okay, so that's 2 guns in the car, legally. Police have confirmed that all occupants are legally permitted to carry firearms. The police supervisor and lieutenant responded to the scene at Mr. Crawford's request. So he requested a supervisor and lieutenant to show up. Okay.
Some observers suggested that those in positions of power can feel threatened when someone else's rise gains wide public attention. They believed the Omaha traffic stop was less about a driving issue and more about the clash between personal success and established authority. The situation reflected a familiar reality. People who achieve influence often face resistance from those already in control. Many commentators also raised concerns about bias, suggesting that the stop might have been influenced by deeper social factors rather than just standard police procedure. Though most avoided harsh criticism, they pointed out that Crawford's experience fit into a broader pattern of people being treated differently based on who they are instead of what they did. This idea struck a strong emotional chord among his supporters, who saw the incident as unfair and unnecessary. No matter where opinions stood, the event opened an important conversation about justice, fairness, and equality in everyday interactions with authority.
Incumbent for me to say that it will not be lost on a lot of people that Terrence Crawford, being obviously a black man, being pulled over by cops in such fashion and treated in such a seemingly harsh way, will not go down well with a lot of people, especially in the black community, where, let's be honest, there has been tensions over the years between the police and the black community throughout many American towns and cities. So let's be honest, this incident will do nothing to improve relations between those 2 groups, that's for sure. Because make no mistake, this is an incident that could have gone very left, very, very left. And someone could have got hurt, maybe even fatally hurt. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that, because we've seen in the past where incidents of this nature have ended up very badly. So yeah, there's a lot of people who are very upset by this incident. As I said, I've not heard anything from Terrence Crawford or anyone related to Terrence Crawford, anyone to do with his inner circle. I would imagine he'll be releasing a statement soon. There are some people online who are suggesting that Terrence Crawford may have grounds to sue. There are others saying that he might not want to sue because Terrence Crawford is a much loved member of the Omaha, Nebraska community, and he does a lot of work for the city, so he may not want to sue the city. However, it'll be interesting to see how this one gets resolved.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned and make sure to catch the next one.